So now we're going to have a look at some embedded questions, and in point B here we're also going to discuss reported speech. Let's have a look at embedded questions first. When we asked for some information, like I explained to you here, when you kind of ask for information and you put embedded questions in your sentences, you have to change the word order. And let's read a few sentences and see how it goes. What time it is? Do you know what time it is? Who is that woman? I don't know who that woman is. Where can I find Linda? Can you tell me where I can find Linda? How much will it cost? Have you any idea how much it will cost? So see, here you have embedded questions and you have to change the word order into subject verb. Okay? Let's move on. There are some other forms, like with do, does, and did questions. You have to be careful. What time does the film begin? Do you know what time the film begins? What do you mean? Please explain what you mean. Why did Anne leave early? I wonder why Anne left early. And again, here when there are no question words like what, why, and so on, you have to be careful because you need to use if. This is like a Polish question word czy, so questions with czy have to be rendered using if or whether. Did anybody see you? Do you know if anybody saw you? Okay, so now we'll slowly be moving towards reported speech, and this question is exactly about reported speech. Here you will see that we have embedded questions, and but apart from that, you have to be careful to go one step back in time, to do some back shifting. Go one step back in time when you're talking about what somebody else said. Let's have a look. And don't worry, because we will be explaining this in more detail either in a separate movie or later in this movie. Let's start. So the same changes in word order happen in reported speech. Okay. So police officer said to us, "Where are you going?" The police officer asked us where we were going. Claire said, "What time do the banks close?" Claire wanted to know what time the banks closed. So here you can see we go one step back in time. All these questions have back shifted one step back in time. Okay, here we have more examples of reported speech. There is a person asking questions, and there's me reporting what the questions were. Let's start. How old are you? She asked me how old I was. What do you do in your spare time? She wanted to know what I did in my spare time. How long have you been working in your present job? She asked me how long I had been working in my present job. See, we have present perfect here, and we go one step back in time to past perfect here. Why did you apply for this job? She asked me why I had applied for this job. Can you speak any foreign languages? She wanted to know if I could speak any foreign languages. Have you got a driving license? She asked whether I had a driving license. Okay, fantastic. So now we're going to do some exercises in embedded questions. The exercise 1 would be the first one. So let's start. Where is the post office? Can you tell me where the post office is? I mean, first of all, I would suggest that you do this exercise on your own and check the answers with me later. But if you want, you can follow along. What's the time? I wonder what the time is. What does this word mean? I want to know what this word means. What time did they leave? Do you know what time they left? Is Sue going out tonight? I don't know if Sue is going out tonight. Where does Carol live? Have you any idea where Carol lives? Where did I park the car? I can't remember where I parked the car. Is there a bank near here? Can you tell me if there is a bank near here? What do you want? Tell me what you want. Why didn't Kay come to the party? I don't know why Kay didn't come to the party. Do you have to pay to park here? Do you know if I have to pay to park here? Who is that woman? I've no idea who that woman is. Did Anne receive my letter? Do you know if Anne received my letter? How far is it to the airport? Can you tell me how far it is to the airport? Okay, I want you to have a look at this exercise on your own, maybe try to experiment with it, and we'll focus on another exercise, 8.3. This is again a situation where we need to apply reported speech. So there's a person saying things, uttering these sentences, and what we need to do is we need to render them in reported speech. Okay, so we need to change them into reported speech. So what we do is we go one step back in time. Let's have a look. How are you? He asked me how I was. Where have you been? He asked me where I had been. How long have you been back? He asked me how long I had been back. Where are you? What are you doing now? He asked me what I was doing now. Or we change now into then because that's reported speech, but we'll talk about it later. Where are you living? He asked me where I was living. Why did you come back? He asked me why I had come back. Are you glad to be back? He asked me if I was glad to be back. Do you have any plans to go away again? He asked me if I had any plans to go away again. Can you lend me some money? He asked me if I could lend him some money. Okay, so we have a brief introduction to reported speech, and in the next section we'll talk more about reported speech and we'll discuss it in more detail. Okay.